is up, guys and gals? Julian RH15 here, back again with another video. Today I have my Modern Warfare campaign review. Now in this review I'll be giving my opinions and thoughts of what I thought about the whole campaign in Modern Warfare, and overall I thought it was okay, but I'm gonna get into every single detail after I give you the summary of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Today I have the Modern Warfare campaign review, and honestly this is one of the best campaigns we had in Call of Duty history. All Modern Warfare campaigns are great. The one we are covering today is a soft reboot of the original trilogy. You might be asking yourself, Julian, what is a soft reboot and what does that mean? It means some story elements from the previous story will be established in the reboot. Now I'll be talking about the campaign and what I thought about it, and of course there will be spoilers. In this campaign you play as three different people: Sergeant Garrick, Alex in quotation marks, and Commander Farah Karim. We meet all these people to help stop terrorist attacks from happening around the world. These attacks come from the hands of multiple individuals: the Wolf, the Butcher, and Roman Barkov, and another person who we'll get to soon. On this journey you'll meet other people with the same goals as you. The most notable ones are Hadir Karim and Nikolai. Oh, and also some guy named Captain Price. Listen, if you're watching this video and you might not know who Captain Price is, it's okay, but we can't be friends. Captain Price in any Modern Warfare game is the guy who will always get your back as long as you have his. The only backstory we have for Captain Price in this game is years ago he met Farah Karim when she was escaping with her brother, and a mention of his mission he did with Macmillan. Price in this game hasn't changed a bit, and I for one am a big fan of the voice change they did for Price. It's so soothing. Cool. Alright, enough about Price, let's focus on the main story here. The second you boot up the campaign, you see a terrorist attack that's about to go down before the title card shows up. Hours before, you start with this guy, Alex, who is part of the CIA, who is looking for some dangerous chemical gas which can kill a whole lot of people. Soon the group finds the gas and heads off to the sunset. Psych! Another group were ahead of them, killing everybody in Alex's group, but Alex, after realizing they were American, after Alex calls for the gas being stolen, and that's when we know the CIA needed someone who will be up for the job to stop this mayhem, and that person is Captain Price. Going into the second mission, you now play as Kyle Garrick, who is looking out for the gas that is going to Piccadilly. His group spots the gas and proceeds to stop the people who are taking the gas to a more public area. This plan goes horribly wrong as the driver says fuck it and drives the car bomb anyways. This caused a huge explosion which marked the start of the attack. Also, the people who got out the car holding the bomb started firing at you. The only pistol and the guns you find, you try to fight off the terrorists and try to save as many people as possible. Also, watch out for the suicide bombers. The main place you need to go has hostages tied up with a bomb. An attacker jumps you, but you are saved by God. I'm ready. Oh, okay, someone got me. It's Captain Price! You and Price find the hostages and a man who has a bomb that's about to blow. So little time, Price said he was going to WrestleMania and decided to throw the guy over the top rope. The next mission is where you meet Farah Karim and her brother Hadir. Alex, the person you are playing as, convinced them for him to join the Freedom Fighters, as the Freedom Fighters are the good people in this war with the terrorist attacks. Karim's country is invaded by Russians and forced Karim's country into labor, killing her people if they wanted to. In disguise, both Alex and Farah blow up Russian helicopters because, you know. I'm not gonna cover every mission because some missions really have one necessary detail for why it's in the story, like in the next mission, which is one of the coolest missions ever, as you traversing in a house that contains people who follows the Wolf. It is your decision if you see some people in the house as a problem or not. Eventually, in the story, you capture the Wolf and bring him to the embassy. Outside the embassy is a huge riot led by the Butcher. As Kyle, you are forced to drop in from the roof with Price to escort the Wolf to a safer place. The problem is that the riot spilled into the building with guns drawn, shooting everybody. The first interaction you have with the Butcher is when the two of you are on opposite ends of the bulletproof glass. The Butcher has a son and his father as hostages. There is an option to let the Butcher in, but he'll just kill you, so you are forced to watch this kid die. And at the end of the mission, the Wolf escapes. Perfect. Further in the story, as Alex, you are protecting your Kyrgyzstan, probably messed it up, the place Farah lives, with a sick-ass sniper Hadir makes for you for fighting off the incoming force. As the fight goes on, Hadir has a plan to attack the force with a secret weapon, the gas that was stolen from us from the beginning of the game. Turns out Hadir had bigger plans with the gas. Everywhere both Alex and Farah tried to run to safety, Fada did not know about Hadir's actions, but Hadir tells Alex to trust him. We learn about Hadir's motives in the best crazy mission since No Russian. You play as a very young Fada, I keep messing her up, I really don't care, who is under the rumble of a building with your deceased mother. Jesus. You are saved and reunited with your father, who is on his way back to pick up your brother. While getting over to his son, a bunch of Russians storm the town, shooting everybody. You make it to the house where your brother is already there, and your father gives you what you need to survive. As they are about to leave, a Russian soldier walks in as your father begs to keep the children out of this. With no other options, the father fights the Russian. Your father tells you to hide right before he gets shot. When the time is right, you find a weapon to attack the Russian, but the Russian almost kills you. But your brother saves you until he gets thrown to the ground. Fada, having nothing else to do, grabs the AK-47 from the Russian's back and shoots him. Both of you say goodbye to your father and you try to escape the gas town, with Fada killing 2 other Russians in the process. Right before you leave, you are captured by Roman Barkov, who torture you for years until you are saved by Price, Lieutenant Price. Don't worry, we are almost done here. The government was done aiding these missions, but Price, Kyle, Kareem, and Alex knows that if they don't stop this, who will? Also, somewhere in the story, the wolf is killed by Fada when he tries to blow himself up. Oh, and also Price and Kyle is in Russia with Nikolai as they track down the butcher. Once he is captured, you interrogate him to give up Hadir's whereabouts. And also, you are given an option to kill him or not. Once we meet up with Hadir, you are getting gunned down by a helicopter. Once that helicopter is destroyed by Hadir, it is taken away by the government. Hadir gave you Roman Barkov's location, and with the whole group trying to take down the facility, it was Alex who needed to plant the explosive. The problem is that the generator is broken. The generator? That's the... No, not the generator. What is it called? It's not called the generator. The detonator! Oh, no! The problem is that the detonator is broken and Alex needs to stay. Off in the air was Roman Barkov, who was trying to escape the attack. Behind him was Fada, who snuck on board. With Barkov good as dead, Fada drops his body onto the ground. And this marks the end of the campaign. Sorta. You see, yeah, we got this little tease for Task Force 141 and all the name drops like Soap and Ghost. But we also get to know the story is not finished as it continues in Spec Ops, which I haven't done yet. And now finally I can get into what I thought about the whole campaign. Yeah, I thought this campaign was excellent. If I had to give it a rating, probably a 10 out of 10, because I found every point of the campaign pretty cool. We had a bunch of awesome moments in there. We didn't have that many Call of Duty cliches in this one, but you know, there was some in there, and I thought like every mission had its moment. And you know, if you want to make a good mission, that's what you have to do. And since like we're in the year 2019, they brought up like a bunch of stuff that's probably relevant now, with the whole bombing of so like Syria. They turned to your Kyrgyzstan or whatever you call that place. Like I thought that was pretty crazy, and just so many like real like moments in the story that felt too real, if that's crazy. Like we had the whole terrorist attack in Piccadilly, which was one of the like coolest missions ever. Same thing with you when you're in the house and with the squad and you got night vision goggles on, trying to kill only targets or people with, you know, weapons who are a problem. Yeah, I didn't think the campaign was boring at all. Price is amazing. I think Price is the best character to come out of this, because it is Captain Price. Like the new voice and what they did for Price's story is pretty cool, and I'm excited for the next game. I know this was a short review because most of my priority was to make the summary of this video. Yes, this campaign is amazing, and I highly suggest that you play it, because it is really cool. It's a movie in a video game. That you don't see those nowadays in some games, but this one, especially in Call of Duty, this is crazy, because we hadn't, you know, have a campaign in about a year since Black Ops 4, because they didn't have a campaign. And year before that, World War II had an okay campaign, but this is one of the best campaigns we had in a pretty long time. And yeah, that'll be the end of the video. This video took forever to make because I did the whole story sum up. That was fun. Alright, yeah, that's the end of the video. Peace, people. Goodbye.